Hello, I've returned with another ADH Wealth solution. Today, we will begin to discuss fulfilling all of your financial needs. As always, this is a basic description. For an evaluation of your own, please schedule an appointment. My information is in the description. Lastly, make sure you hit the like, drop a comment, and if you're new, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. Today, we'll read an article about saving for college. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and share the video. Also, if you'd like to donate and support channel growth, my Cash App and Venmo are in the description. Top 5 mistakes to avoid when using a Coverdale ESA, Education's Savings Account. An article by Catherine Flynn. A Coverdale Education Savings Account, ESA, is a trust or custodial account designed to help families pay for education, just like a 529 savings plan. A Coverdale ESA offers tax-free earnings growth and tax-free withdrawals when the funds are spent on qualified expenses. Coverdale ESAs aren't just for college, however. You can also use your savings to pay for K-12 expenses tax-free. And they can offer more investment options and lower fees than 529 plans. Their tax benefits were set to expire but became permanent with the American Taxpayer Relief Act of 2012. We surveyed our readers and found that over 84% are not familiar with Coverdale ESAs, and less than half know that you can use a Coverdale ESA to pay for private high school or elementary school. If you want to start saving for elementary school, high school, or college, a Coverdale is one of your best options. Pitfall number 1, not saving enough. Over half, 59.2% of our survey respondents weren't sure if 529 plans or Coverdale ESAs have annual contribution limits. While there is no limit to the amount you can deposit into a 529 each year, annual contributions to ESAs cannot exceed $2,000 per student per calendar year. This applies even when a student has more than one account. You can still only deposit a total of $2,000 across all of the accounts. And as you know, that won't put much of a dent in elementary, secondary, or college tuition bill. In fact, according to the Private School Review, the average private elementary school tuition was $9,200 per student in 2018. But every little bit does help. And if your annual tuition is $10,000, that means you'll be able to cover 20% tax-free with a Coverdale ESA. Just be sure not to stop there. If you're putting money away for elementary or high school, try making contributions to a 529 at the same time to save for college. Even the smallest amounts deposited on a regular basis will grow over time. And remember that 529s don't have annual contribution limits. Issue number 2, saving too much. Coverdale ESAs are intended for students who are 18 or younger. If you make contributions to your account after the beneficiary turns 18, these deposits will be subject to a 6% tax. What's more, any money left in the account when the student turns 30 must be withdrawn within 30 days. If not, the earnings portion will be subject to income tax and a 10% penalty tax. 3. Not understanding the effects your savings will have on financial aid eligibility. This is especially important if you're using the Coverdale ESA to pay for college. When we asked our readers which type of college savings vehicles negatively affect financial aid eligibility, over half, 56.7% of the respondents said they didn't know, and only 11.6% said Coverdale ESAs. The truth is Coverdale ESAs do have a negative effect on financial aid eligibility, but the effect is minimal compared to other accounts. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying the content, make sure that you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and if you're new, hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. Also, to support channel growth, make sure you hit my Cash App or my Venmo and donate. My information is in the description. Issue number 4, not considering income limits. Coverdale ESAs are not for everyone. In fact, if your AGI is $110,000 or more, $220 if filing a joint return, you would not be eligible to use a Coverdale ESA at all. Your ability to contribute up to $2,000 for any child is reduced on a rateable basis as modified AGI rises above $95,000. Our survey once again showed that not everyone is aware of these limits. When asked what is the best savings tool for a couple making $225,000 or more per year, over 11% said a Coverdale ESA. If your income is too high to make Coverdale ESA contributions, consider gifting the money to someone who does qualify, even the child, and have that person make the contribution into their own Coverdale ESA. And issue number 5, not spending withdrawals on qualified education expenses. The tax-free earnings growth and tax-free withdrawals offered by a Coverdale ESA only apply when the funds are used to pay for qualified elementary and secondary education expenses, QESEE, or qualified higher education expenses, QHEE. Remember, if you're using a 529 plan to pay for elementary or high school, your qualified expenses are limited to tuition costs. But QESEE for a Coverdale ESA include tuition, fees, academic tutoring, special needs services in the case of a special needs beneficiary, books, supplies, and other equipment which are incurred in connection with the enrollment or attendance of the designated beneficiary. Room and board, uniforms, transportation, and supplementary item services, including extended day programs, which are required or provided by the school in connection with such enrollment or attendance. Any computer or technology or equipment or internet access and related services, if such technology, equipment, or services are to be used by the beneficiary and the beneficiary's family during any of the years the beneficiary is in school. The earnings portion of all non-qualified withdrawals will be subject to income tax as well as a 10% penalty tax. Interested in having an evaluation? Find my contact info in the description and schedule a consult to explore your options. Have a financial question but don't know who to ask? Email me at a.hall@cgwealth.financial and your question may be answered in my next video. Security products are subject to investment risks, including possible loss of principal. Before investing, carefully consider the investment objectives, risks, limitations, charges, and expenses of the product and any underlying investment options. This information can be found in the product and investment option prospectuses. Copies are available from your registered representative.